All right, welcome to a new episode of Real Business Roundtable. Today we're going to talk about crazy business stories, things that we've experienced on the road, things that we've experienced interacting with different business people, funny stories, crazy stories, wild stories, just stuff that we feel is interesting, and maybe we'll give people a little bit of insight of what to expect when you go into business for yourself.
I was wondering why you couldn't hear me. Let's get into it. Let's talk about handy dandy notebook. Remember that from Blue's Clues? Right? Is that right? So, yeah. Like we mentioned on one of the last episodes, we do a lot of walk-ins. We like to take advantage of, going into a business, sight unseen, unknown. Sometimes we walk in, we introduce ourselves, and, we handle it pretty well. We do a really good job, and it ends up to some of our biggest accounts working with us. And so that's what we're going to talk about today, and the experiences we've had and the people we've met, because we've met a lot of characters, over the phone too. And I think it's a lot of funny stories. We have so many experiences meeting with characters and people and stuff that we want to make a show around this, because there's so many stories. So this might go for a while. We might keep it tight for, a couple stories, but,
it's enough. We meet so many interesting people that it just makes you think wow, we got to share some of these stories. But we'll never reveal someone's identity.
We're not talking bad about anyone. If you're one of those people who we walked into, and
we're not trying to shame anybody. There's no disrespect. It's just really unusual.
Funny. Yeah.
It's really unusual things that we see out there.
One thing that first thing that comes to mind. Well, not the first thing. I have a lot of things, but dogs. We deal with dogs sometime, and a while ago there was a walk-in. We were just doing. I'm just gonna get right into it, unless you wanna. So there was this walk-in for a roofing guy in a certain area, and we saw a couple trucks outside, and we're like, whatever. Let's go in. Let's see how it goes. So we walk in, and then all you hear on the table is like a dog's nails just sprinting towards you on concrete floors, and we both look at each other and we're like, oh my God, what's about to happen? And this German Shepherd comes right at us and starts barking right in our face, and I'm backing up. I'm like, I'm not getting bit for an account, so I back up a little bit, and Andy's just sitting there looking at the dog like, what the am I supposed to do? You remember that, right?
That was. I don't know why you would have a dog like that in your business, especially if you're a business that deals with consumers. Why do you have a dangerous, deadly dog at your place of business? I'm thinking, would a customer, maybe that's deterring customers from actually coming to your place. I have nothing against dogs, but let's just say there was a little kid that was scared, and they were with his mom or her mom, and they didn't want to come there because of that crazy dog.
Yeah,
that would prevent you from getting a sale. It's a very aggressive atmosphere for a business. I get it. But if you have a friendly, nice dog, no problem. But if the dog's charging at you, this dog was like,
oh yeah,
I
don't know if it was gonna attack us, but it was
definitely. She had to grab it,
yeah,
and harness it and hold it back. And I'm like, whoa, you have this level of dog in your business.
Yeah, but you mentioned, it could be a friendly dog.
Oh, if it's a friendly dog all day, like the soap company. I actually fell. I fell in love with that dog. What was her name? Dixie or something?
Yeah, Dixie.
She had these little ears, and she was like very sweet, very very sweet.
She's a couple dogs. Is it a golden or lab? Maybe, I don't know.
I instantly fell in love with the little.
Dixie. She would not leave you alone. Oh, remember that meeting what we had in that woman's house, and the dog, when you pet a dog and you stop petting it and it tries to get your attention? Well, this dog, we were sitting down at a table, and this dog's head was made of bricks, and it kept like lifting up your arm. Remember that?
Yeah.
Sometimes we walk into places and the dogs are actually really nice. More recently,
oh my God,
we walked into
let me preface this with I'm obsessed with bathing and being clean. So before anybody starts talking shit, The dogs. We went into the place. Now
Well, this happens all the
fine,
time.
but the dogs instantly went for the crotches,
Yeah, there was 2 big dogs.
burying their face deep.
No, we're not even talking about it was sniffing. Like we were ready. I'm gonna paint the picture. We walk in, a nice woman walks out, and these big dogs, they're big, but they're like poodle type dogs. I don't really know. They're nice dogs. You could tell that they were nice, but they came out. There was a couple dogs there, and the woman walked out behind them, and we shook her hand, and we were introducing ourselves. And while we were sitting there talking to this woman, these dogs kept shoving their nose just in our crotches. And it wasn't like the dog's face was in between my legs. Like it was, and we were just sitting there talking to this woman.
Yeah, it was really just a weird situation. It was a little uncomfortable, but it was just like we get kind of shoo it away, and then it would go right. We're in the middle of talking, ba 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 ba, and then we're like, what are you doing?
And the thing that was funny too is that she didn't she didn't pay any attention to the fact that was happening. It was just like,
crazy situation.
But not just dogs, we deal with people too.
Another thing that we deal with, it's pretty crazy, is like, why do some business owners have like these ghost town offices?
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah.
What is going on? Hello? There's like cobwebs everywhere.
Andy will walk in, it's like this big word. Hello.
Yeah, I'm like, hello.
Make it echo. Make it.
Hey.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Well, you got to let them know you're there. You don't know what's going on. You don't want to walk into something like, you don't want to do a Shining guy in a bear suit's like, you're like, oh my God, I'm here to sell digital marketing. He goes, do. I'm like, oh shit, get out of here. We've walked into some real creepy places.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We've walked upstairs, and then Jake saw a wasp and freaked out, and the little wasp that was walking, I'm just like, oh, whatever, it's a wasp. And he goes, oh my God.
That building was so weird. It looked like almost like a barn house, right? And it was a building. It was a business building, right? So there's multiple offices in there. And we walk in, and there's hallways and stairs going up. Like there's a hallway in the second floor, and it turns, and it goes up this spiral stairs, and it's all like carpeted, whatever. And it was just weird. Like it was a maze. And we go up, we're looking for a specific business, and we walk up these stairs, and yes, I have a fear of bees. I don't like them. Leave me alone, whatever. And I feel like I'm going to regret saying that at some point, but we're walking up these stairs, and there's a wasp right there in the middle of the stairs. And I'm like, fuck that, I'm going, I'm out. He's just walking up, whatever, psychopath type shit. And he's just, I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm not going to
I was like, whatever, it's just a little wasp. What's he going to do to you?
It just sting you.
If he bothers you, just go like this.
Yeah. Let's see how that happens.
Hey, just go. You don't have to be like,
Yeah.
Oh no, it's the end of the world. It's not like the movie The Birds.
Yeah.
It's not like they're not coming down and trying to kill you. Leave them alone. Just they'll fly around. They're not gonna. I believe that bees, wasps, all that stuff, they only mess with you if you mess with them.
Or if they're very territorial.
If you bees never bothered me unless you bother them.
Dude, I got stung so much when I was a kid.
And then actually, let me take that back. Rather than doing this, remove yourself.
That's what I do.
Just
that's what I do. I remove myself.
That's the strategy.
I remove myself in a very swift, and very quick. There was this one time when we walked into a place, and the secretary was there, and she was a very nice woman. She was open to hearing us out, whatever. It was great. We had a great conversation with her. She goes, you know what? Let me call the owner. I think you might be interested in this. We're sitting in the office. I'm just, okay, yeah, take your time, whatever. We have time. And then do you want to explain the rest? She gets him on the phone.
So when somebody actually opens up their brain and they listen to what we do for businesses, like, no, seriously. I'm speaking truth. When somebody actually has intellect and logic, they're going to go, oh, shit. Okay. All right. Yeah. Tell me more. Right? But when someone is a, caveman, You gotta break through that. You gotta ease it, maybe simplify it a little bit more for them. And we told the secretary what we did. She was intrigued, right? She goes, shit. Let me call the owner. Calls the owner, who first of all thought he was a hot shit, unjustly, and Mr. What's it called? Yard signs.
Yeah.
You do yard signs. Nothing wrong with yard signs. Nothing. But if that's your only strategy, like, what are you doing? You're a one-trick pony. Yard signs?
What he's saying is if you add digital efforts to that, you could grow.
Like, first of all, we came in to try to help him because we saw yard signs everywhere, every stoplight. I'm like, this guy must be really thirsty for business. Let's go say hi to him.
Introduce ourselves, simply.
Because we build an infrastructure that explodes companies. Okay, so like it was like, hey, let's talk to him. Let's try to help him. And this guy is on the phone. His secretary calls him on speakerphone. And he's like, do you have an appointment? In my mind, I'm like, is that relevant? You're doing only yard signs. You have no web presence. You're probably generating shit for leads. You're probably buying shared leads. You're commoditizing yourself. People are just shopping on price. They don't give a fuck about your brand or your company. They just want the best price, right? Versus building out an infrastructure where someone is so wowed by your company's branding and the messaging and the video and the just overall packaging where they're like, I want to work with you. Very different type of lead. You got to commoditize lead, and then you got to actually customized one-to-one lead.
So, do you
long story short, this guy's like, yeah, you got an appointment. And I said,
he was yelling at us.
I was like, no. He's like, through the phone, get out of my office.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, it's a blessing in disguise. Those are the type of people I don't want to work with.
Yeah.
They're the closed-minded business owner. They wear corduroys. They
wear corduroys.
They're not a fit. I don't want to, how do you say, into the young kids. I'm aging myself. I don't fuck with them. I don't do that. I guess
that's a way to put it. Yeah.
I don't want to be around them. I don't want to do business with them. There's certain I work with good people, good, honest business people that truly want to do better, that understand that it's a team effort, that know that I'm there to help them. Yes, I provide a service, but you should be happy that we're there.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, we do really good things.
Not even necessarily be happy, but just be open-minded.
Okay, not happy, grateful. Keep your eyes open across the field and the landscape and see what opportunities are available for you. Don't be like this. Okay, you do this, you're going to fall. You can't see where you're going. No. Do you have an appointment? Getting an appointment with me is impossible. So what's the point? We're going to just go in circles. Appointment, no appointment. Get out. In business, always keep your eyes and ears open because you're going to yourself, Mr. Yard Sign.
Most of the time, Andy is a very confident dude, as you guys can tell. He always knows what to say, which is a good thing in sales. But sometimes it backfires. And there was this one time, when we walked in and the owner wasn't there, and we were just, there was a couple women in the office, and we were like, hey, we're just stopping in, wanted to introduce ourselves. And this woman went right up into Andy's face and was like,
dude. She was like challenging me for no reason.
She was sizing him up.
Dude, she was like a mom, and I felt weird. I was like,
yeah.
What are you doing?
She dead ass wanted to fight him. She sized him up.
What are you doing, lady? Stop.
It was really funny.
She's like, put up your dukes. Who are you?
She was
and
very
I was like,
protective.
My company name's right here. This is what we do. What do you do? And as I'm mid-sentence, we're all set.
Yeah. No. It was so funny. Ready? She goes, okay, who are you and what do you do? And then he goes, okay, well, and then she goes, I'm all set. Totally shut him down.
And I'm a New Englander. I can talk shit. Why do New Englanders do that?
I'm all set.
Oh, yeah. What do you do? And you're like mid-sentence. I'm all set, pal. Wait. Listen, you troglodyte. Listen clear. In business, you keep your eyes and ears open, so in case there's an opportunity where might be something that's groundbreaking, revolutionary, you just cut them off. You don't even know what to not be interested in. So are you really all set, or you're just closed-minded? That type of mindset will f you, and you know what the scary part is? You'll never know how much you f yourself. Because of your closed mind.
You'll never know how much you missed out on.
Closed mind held you back in life, held you back in business. Now I'm going to talk as my more like therapeutic voice. Look in the mirror. Believe in yourself. Don't puff your chest out. You know, I'm Mr. Business Owner, but then go like this. No, I can't. No, who are you? I'm all set. What are you doing? Listen. I always listen. Every single solicitation I get, I listen just in case, because I found some amazing things by listening and looking. Stop closing your eyes and ears. That does nothing for you. Oh, you're worried about spending a little bit of money? If you invest something and it makes sense, then you should see a return.
Yeah.
I'm getting hyped.
Okay,
I'm getting too hyped.
I'm gonna change it up. There's also times where I'm thinking of one meeting recently, where, you know, it was a pretty big meeting, right? These guys people were well dressed. These executives were well dressed, and, you know, they were knowledgeable, and it was an owner and two executives. We were in this meeting, and we're talking. This is like the third or fourth meeting where they're going to be signing up. We're thinking in our heads, we're confident. We're just explaining the technology, explaining the opportunity, right? And then it goes silent. No one's talking. And we're just waiting because we've pretty much finished our elevator pitch, and we've finished explaining the technologies and the technicals and the details and how to integrate. And we're just sitting there.
So we were just sitting there. We were talking to basically Elmer Fudd and The Rock.
Oh my God.
Not The Rock. What's his name? You can do a little cartoon in a room. It was Amy Schumer.
Well, I think you have to be just kind of naturally.
It was Amy Schumer, Elmer Fudd, and what was his name? Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? And they're sitting there. Elmer Fudd's just giving us this blank poker face.
Dude, this is so much.
Blank poker face the whole time. He's like this. I can't imitate it.
Don't do anything with your lips.
It was insane. It was insane. It was like this dead stare, and he's looking at me, and I'm looking at him, and I was like, "Okay, dude, it's just a simple meeting. We don't need that. We don't need that aggressive of pokerness going on here. We're not. What's going on? It's just an intro meeting." And he was just like, and then Stone Cold Steve Austin was very, 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 very skeptical after we told him success story after success story after success story. Reference after reference after reference, and he's just not seeing it. He's like,
But the thing is that
I'm like, but here's the proof. How come you don't believe me?
It wasn't even just like the dynamic in there was very awkward because it kept going quiet and no one wanted to say anything.
And then Amy Schumer was not even saying a peep.
But
Amy Schumer was doing Amy Schumer was maximum doing this.
And
I'm like,
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Is this a meeting or is this a staring contest?
And Stone Cold Steve Austin back there was just strong arming everything.
He was just like, yeah, ba 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 ba. And then Elmer Fudd was just right there in the center,
staring.
Not saying a word, just cheeks, just all cheeks, just little cheeks. It was a weird meeting.
It was a very awkward meeting because, you know, like normally, like we have had fantastic meetings where, you know, people say no in the end, but it's a great conversation. You know, you make a relationship with them. They like what you provide, but maybe they're just not going to go with it. And it's great.
Just for the record, I was not in a meeting with Amy Schumer.
No.
I was not in a meeting with Elmer Fudd or Stone Cold. We just want to respect people's privacy and their identity, and we don't want to shame anybody.
And again, we're not talking poorly about people. We're just sharing.
It was a weird meeting. It was just I gave them everything that they wanted. They wanted proof upon proof upon proof, and I'm like, here you go, here you go, here you go.
We just, you know, sell, yeah. And then it just went to silence.
Legit, like
it was a good 2 minutes until we were like, all right, we'll follow up with you, and then finally people started talking. And we ended up walking out, but you know that was a very interesting one. And you know sometimes you sell too much. We've had meetings where
if I need someone to pass me the salt, I'll sell. As I'm saying, pass me the salt. I'm like, oh man, this steak needs a little bit of salt. Have you ever used salt on your steak? Oof, it's so good. Just put a little bit, but not too much. And it makes the flavor so amplified. People say, hey, stop selling me, and he'll go, hey, that's how he talks.
Yeah, it just is. It is.
I'm like, I am a living, breathing
elevator pitch.
Infomercial, guy smiley, like hype man. Like I just always like to hype things up. If I interview someone that's really good as an employee, I'll get really hype. My business partner's like, dude, be quiet. You don't even know how they do. Stop getting so excited. I'm like, and I'm selling them. Like, yeah. They know this, they know that. It's just how I've been since I was a kid. My whole life, I'm a living, breathing hype man. I got an email from someone that said that they needed help to make their website show up better on a Google search, which is called search engine optimization. We've talked about that. But he wanted to only communicate by email, which I thought was strange. And then he starts sending me credit card information. He's like, give me a $2,000, whatever the budget was. Emails me and says, hey, budget's $2,000 a month. Here's the credit card info. Here's the URL. I want you specifically to look at the keywords on the pages, like title, description, the content on the pages, and then build links, build citation, build a popularity score, basically the stuff we can do without getting access to the site. He throws his credit card info at me. And then I'm trying to remember how this exactly happened. The name on the credit card was not their name. So after doing some digging, I Googled the email address. It was under a different name. I said, okay, what's going on here? I did a lot of Facebook digging, LinkedIn. I forgot how I tracked the person down. I tracked the person down that owned the credit card. I think it was through White Pages. I called them. I said, hey, do you own this business? Because I have a guy that's asking me to do services for you. She's like, oh my God, my credit card was compromised.
Wow, really?
And she goes, that's not me. I don't own the business. So I emailed the guy back. I said, nice try. I'm not going to run this credit card. Basically, go f yourself. And what's really crazy is that, and this is even, I'm not going to say the name, but we were so early in business that our SEO wasn't even up to par yet. We used to buy a lot of leads back in the day. The lead generation company told me, no, that's a valid lead. And that's what made this guy on my shit list, business-wise, nothing personal, but just, I was like, wow, what a bad businessman. It was credit card fraud. It wasn't legit. I said, dude, this is not a good lead. This is trash. He actually told me, too bad, tough luck, and hung up on me.
Shit.
And he's, just so you know, for the record, I'm not going to say his name. He's a prominent person in my industry.
Interesting.
But I look at him, I go, I remember what you did to me back in the day, dude. That's why it's very important to treat people as best as you can, hear people out, try to take care of them, show your clients that you give a shit, because what he did to me sticks in the back of my head forever. Like, I don't care how big your other company that you started blew up. I don't care how many magazines you paid to put you on the cover or whatever it is, because it's all paid. It's all paid media. I'm like, that's the guy that screwed me over. So like, that's just a story in business. Like, always try your best to try to make the customer happy. Don't ever about face on your customer. Don't ever turn your back. Don't do that. Don't do that, because it's going to follow you. Always try to offer a helping hand, offer to make things better. If a customer has a concern, put it this way, if you have a business, do everything you can to make the customer happy. I don't care what it is. Do everything in your power. And sometimes the client might say, you know what? It's just not going to work out for me. And some clients might say, you actually give a shit.
Yeah,
and that shows me that even more that I want to work with you.
And that can
it
lead
doesn't
to-
matter
yeah.
what type of business it is: restaurants, software, services, construction, a hair salon. Someone goes and get their hair done, and you do a shitty job. Make right. Don't turn your back on the customer. That's my core philosophy. That's my core belief in business. Like I said, I run my business with my mind, my heart, and my gut. That's it. If it doesn't sit well with my gut, I go, no, I don't want to do that. If it's not logical, I don't want to do that. And if it's like, just something just isn't right, someone's struggling, or I do the right thing. Always.
That's what
the
creates
key.
a good business owner.
But that is the key in business. Whether you believe in karma or you don't, if you don't, you're going to learn quick. You're going to learn quick. When you don't give a shit and you turn your back, it's not good. It's not good. And then people go, well, why me? Why me? Because you didn't do. You now have karmic debt. I'm not trying to get too spiritual or too religious. No. It's more spiritual. When you build up karmic debt, you do bad, you do sneaky, you do bad, you do this, you do that.
Do sneaky.
It follows. You do sneaky shit. It follows you. So if you're in business and you think, oh, this is business, I can be cutthroat. Dude, things in your life are going to fall apart. Things in your life are not going to work out in your favor. I'm a big believer in that. And I want to say, for a long time, I've believed in that, but it became stronger over time. And I said, if I do good will come back to me. So just remember that in business. Maybe that would be a whole different episode.
Yeah. Virtues, values. Thank you so much for joining us. Turn on post notifications so that you get notified when it's uploaded. And like, subscribe, share with your families and friends. Check us out on Instagram for clips and updates. And we'll see you next time. Peace out.